Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys believe it's been 7 years since I posted my first YouTube video? When I first introduced myself, I was JB Bell Hair. So now let me reintroduce myself as Chon Hair. I'm so excited for you all to see my growth, the techniques, and most importantly, the Chon lace system, which I am using on my client today. I started off by cleaning off her skin. It is very important that you get all the oil, all the gunk, all the dirt, the skin products, the lotion, everything. It's very critical that you get that off of your client's skin because you want the glue to bond. It's like getting your nails done and when they buff it and do all the extra stuff and get it ready, it's like prepping it, you know? Word to Nick. You gotta prep them for that. You gotta prep them for the shit. So definitely do that. Once I'm done cleaning off the skin, I'm going in with my guarded skin protector, and this just adds an extra barrier for those clients who have really sensitive skin. And during the summer when it's hot, it really just helps holding everything together. It's pretty much like a primer for your lace. So just the same way that you use a primer for your makeup, you're gonna use a primer for your lace. When prepping the skin for the install, the first thing I do is size the unit. This is so important. This is where you figure out everything that you have to do, from the plucking to the sizing to where you're placing it on their hairline. It's very important that you size your client's unit first. And I'm also saying this because I know a lot of people struggle with the ear tabs, and it's definitely easier to cut it off before you start gluing down the unit. So the process that I'm doing right now is very beginner friendly, and I feel like it's somewhat error proof because you're making sure that you're prepping the lace and customizing the lace and doing everything you have to do before you put it on their head, because once that glue bonds with that lace, there's no shifting and lifting. So as you guys saw, I was removing some of the hair from the hairline and just thinning out the hairline just a little bit so it fits her. So as I was saying before, you want to make sure you're sizing your unit. And here I'm going in and cutting the ear tabs. I made sure that I pulled the frontal all the way over and I had her hold it. This is going to prevent the rippling and the bumpiness in front of your lace. So you need to make sure that you are pulling that lace all the way over and it's sitting flat. I do apologize. I did not know that I was in front of the video when I was cutting this, but I'm going in an up and down motion and I'm cutting her lace. No one's hairline is straight, okay? Do not cut that lace in a straight line. Don't even use those arts and crafts scissors, please. Just go in an up and down motion. I know I didn't really show it, but I'll show it next time in one of my videos. But you want to make sure you are going in an up and down motion because this is going to create that look of the realistic hairline. So please, what did we say? Size it first, pull the lace over, make sure it's not rippling, cut the ear tabs, and then cut the lace in a zigzag motion. Thank you. Now let's skip to the good part, which is applying the glue. This is the stuck up lace adhesive. It lasts my clients 3 weeks to a month, depending on their skin type. And I'm not showing a detailed video of how I apply my glue in this tutorial. It's more so for the deep wave side part. But you see that tackiness? When you're applying your glue, you need to make sure each layer is drying clear. And I use about 7 layers. So yes, there's no rushing these appointments. Your wig is gonna stay on your head because what? them layers and the glue. So we're going to revisit this conversation in another video. But once the glue is done drying, you want to make sure you are placing the lace exactly where that glue is. Don't put it behind. Don't put it too far up. If there's any places that don't have any glue, don't worry about that, because in the next clip or two, I will be showing how to fix all of that. But once you're putting this glue down, you want to take your time. Don't just slap it on there. Make sure your hands are clean as well. I'm always washing my hands in between steps just to make sure I'm not transferring any of that extra product, makeup, oils, whatever, onto that lace again. Because as you guys can see, I am touching her lace. And it's very, very important, as the stylist, you need to make sure your hands are clean. You need to make sure you don't have all these products and extra oils, because you're just undoing everything that you've done. Okay. As I was saying before, for those spots that don't have any glue, do not worry. You want to take the end of your rat tail comb or something very, very small, and you want to get in those areas. And as I was saying before, you want to let these layers dry, and you'll see how a couple seconds, it'll just start to turn clear, and that's what you want. So don't get scared if pieces of your lace didn't catch any glue. And honestly, I wouldn't say cut it off, because I know how the girls be. They pay for all that lace, baby. They pay for all that lace. If I said don't be putting the frontal over the glue and then now you're cutting all that extra hair off, you see, it doesn't make a sense. It doesn't make a sense. So don't do it, okay? Take your time, okay? It's a marathon, not a race. Take your time. And then when you're done, this is when I love to bring in the tweezers, because like I said, there's so much going on with your hands, and a lot of times when you're this close to the hairline and applying this little bit of glue, your fingers, you're a lot more heavier handed than you're thinking. And sometimes you'll press down on the lace and you'll press down too much and it'll just seep through and turn gunky. So I like to use the tweezers because I'm able to control where I'm putting the lace, and it makes it so much easier to actually pull it, because realistically, if you're using your hands, you're gonna get glue all over them, and don't do it. Use the tweezers. I love doing side parts. I love the baby hair on the side parts, and it's crazy because when I started doing hair, I hated doing baby hair. I felt like it ruined everything. And sometimes that is very true. You can melt the hell out of that lace, but then here come them baby hairs looking crazy as crap. So I will always say that I learned how to melt lace properly because I hated baby hair. Point blank, period. So the product that I'm spraying on her hairline is the Chan Lace Sealer Melting Spray. This is one of my best sellers. When I was JB Bell Hair, as you can see in this bottle, I sold out all 100 bottles. It was such an amazing feeling, such an amazing experience, and it's so great to know that years later, some clients still have this product. They're still using it. A little bit goes a long way, and as you can see, it presses and brings everything together so well. This is like the setting spray after you're done putting on your makeup. And as you guys saw, I put it directly on the lace. So if you separated your baby hair, make sure that you put it directly on the lace and not the baby hair, because you won't be able to go back in and necessarily do the plucking and the curling of the baby hair with all that product on it. Think of it like a spritz. You're not gonna go put heat on something you just put spritz on. So make sure you avoid that. Before I go in and style the baby hair, I always make sure that it's going in the direction that I want it to. Just like before I go ahead and put any glue on my client's forehead, I size the unit first. Same thing with the baby hair. This is very important that you get a general idea of how your baby hair is shaped and what you want to do with it. And I like to use the Lotta Body mousse I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's been really watery. Let's talk about that. It's been real watery. So if you do experience that, the Sebastian shaper, you can use some of that and spray it on the baby hair first and then use the mousse. And this is just gonna give it a tacky type of feeling. I didn't do that here. I just used the Sebastian to separate the extra hair that I didn't need. But if you are experiencing some type of like super liquidy mousse product and it's not working, add a little bit of spray to that hairspray and it'll give you a better hold. This is a side I believe people struggle with the most because you're not necessarily separating the hair like you would a normal baby hair right at your temple or the bridge of your eyebrow. So when I separate this hair, I like to basically use the bridge of the eyebrow and the tail as a guide. And when I flip this up, you'll basically see where that's ending. And also before you get to the other baby hair, you want to make sure there's like a little gap there to separate the two. And as you can see right here, I'm using her eyebrow as a guide. And I like to make sure that I am thinning this area out. Don't make it bald. And you have to be very, very careful in this area because if you are focusing on one place and you keep plucking and plucking and plucking and plucking and plucking, what happens? A bald spot. You do not need a bald spot where this baby hair is. So make sure you just take your time, eyeball it. And I left everything in normal speed. So the baby hair portion is just gonna be played out so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. Also, when you're cutting your baby hair, you want to make sure you are going in an angle. Do not cut your baby hair straight across. You're going to get a blunt cut. It's not going to do what you need it to do. Just like when you're layering hair and all the other stuff, you need to do it at an angle. It's going to fall the way that you need it to. So when you want those swoops and all of that cute stuff, once again, do not cut your baby hair in a straight line. When I curl my baby hair, I like to curl it underneath. I know some people like to flip it up, but to each its own, I guess. But I definitely like to go under because I'm already brushing and combing the hair in this direction. And as you guys notice at this point, I like to see what I'm doing before I complete it. So go through and use your pixie curler and curl the baby hair. You can do it a couple times just to really give it that curl, if that makes sense. Like really hold it there so it curls all the way underneath, as you guys can see right here. So it's okay, you're not gonna get every piece on the first try, so just look at it and just see what you have to change. Once again, make sure that you're going in, seeing how everything is laying, tweak what you have to. I'm going back in and I'm gonna cut the tail just a little bit. So like I keep saying, before you go start putting mousse and edge control or whatever you use, please just look at it first. It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you. But I'm going back in and plucking the areas I need to. And remember I was saying, be careful. Don't pluck too much. You just want it to kind of have like this gradient type of feel, you know? So I'm going in with the baby hair. Y'all know how this goes, so I'm gonna just let this play out. Once you're done doing your baby hair, you want to go ahead and use the black strips and put your client underneath the blow dryer. You also want to go in with the lace sealer and apply that to the lace one more time. So when your client comes out of the dryer, this is what their hair is going to look like. It's molded in place, it's flat. As you can see, it's not crunchy. It's definitely in place, but it's not crunchy. And this is how you get the soft baby hairs that the girls love so much. Man, the girls love my baby hair. One thing about a side part and a curl, oh yeah, they're gonna side part curl me to death. But make sure that you're just going through and just combing the hair out. It's very easy at this point. Like I said, this is the soft baby hair method, so it's not supposed to be crunchy. You know, just comb it out, do your little 1-2 and keep it cute. To finish off the style, I am wetting it down with some water. Then I'm gonna use some leave-in conditioner by TGIN, and finally seal everything together with some mousse. I wanna say thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. Thank you so much for supporting me and always cheering me on in every stage of my journey as a hairstylist and a business owner. The website is also live, so if you do want this unit, this is a 13 by 6 HD 30-inch deep wave unit, 200 density. All of our units are 200 density. All of our units are HD lace. So if you're looking for some summer hair, this is where you need to start and you won't regret it. So once again, thank you so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell your hairstylist, we learn from it, do something. Okay, I'm here to educate you guys. So just because I'm stepping away from the chair, it don't mean that I'm leaving y'all out here just all willy-nilly. So once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.